Hi, I'm Leather Rock. Welcome to my channel. Today, I want to showcase for you the Trump merch that I got here in Washington, D.C. for his inauguration. And so, what I'm about to show you is, as of today, what I have. I cannot guarantee you that I might not get something else before I leave Washington, D.C. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set this someplace where it'll actually stay put. Okay. Will that work? All right. Now, here are some absolutely cool things. I think you will agree. And the latest thing that I got, actually, and something that was a goal, I wanted to get a presidential inauguration scarf. And the thing is, I didn't want to spend any more than $5 for it. When I found the people selling it, they tried to sell it for $12.50. I walked away. Then they said 10. And you know what? I had a bus to catch, so I got it. And let me show you up close. First of all, I love the color. I had a choice of three colors. One was a pink color, then there was this, then there was black. And I don't have a whole lot of blue things, but when I do have things, I like to match. So as you can see, it has the presidential seal, and it mentions Donald Trump, and it mentions the day of the election, and it mentions, I mean, not the election, the inauguration. It mentions the year. Then on the other side, it says Washington, D.C., and it's got two different kind of feels to it. They're both cuddly and soft. Soft, soft. So, okay, I got a scarf. Then I thought those credential looking lanyards that people had were cool looking. Now, there were two different kinds. One was bigger than the other, but they were going for some ridiculously high price, like $20 or something. I finally found a guy that didn't want to bring all his stuff home, so he let me have this for 5. And this is just pertaining to the actual inauguration ceremony from before they knew that they were bringing it indoors. So this is depicting what it usually looks like when they're using the Capitol area and that area outside. Obviously, they brought it indoors this year. So this is more of like a souvenir kind of thing than anything else. And it's like a Ziploc baggy thing with a red, white, and blue thing. I like that. You know, it's occurring to me that the light from the window is messing with this, so maybe that's not the best place for me to put this. Ah, okay. Oh, shoot. Don't want to do that. Uh, I'm so glad that I have use of my friend's apartment to do this filming, and I'm going to try to actually not destroy it by the time he gets home. Okay, now, what is a wintertime event without getting the hats, right? Okay, let me put this up here. You know, one thing that is hard to get used to with filming with these cell phones is I'm used to an open laptop so you can angle it and everything. These things, unless you mount them with something, they fall all the time. Anyway, there's this two-sided MAGA hat. It says Make America Great Again on one side. Then on the other side, it says 45 and 47. And how I got these is some guy was closing up for the night, and he didn't want to bring all the stuff back, so he was selling everything for $5. So this is what these look like. And if you want, you can try to cover your ears. But they're really great when it's windy, and you know your MAGA hats, the ball caps, they're not going to stay on your head. So, got this. You have to have your t-shirts, right? And this is really attractive. I'm going to let you see it up close. It depicts the actual inauguration, lets everybody know that you were there. The date of the inauguration, they got the year right. They got Trump's face. And it feels good, feels like real cotton. Okay. Now, this is the first hat that I got there. And this is arguably the better looking if you want to look at the art on this. This, I like that it has gold and it has the white. And a little touch of blue. And you know what? I usually keep the hooks on these that are supposed to be, where the tag is, because they're easy to hang up on things. So even if you can see the hook on them, they're very useful. Because otherwise, how do you hang a hat like this? But this is my favorite of the hats I got this time. Okay, here is another hat that I got, and there's a story behind this. One of my friends who staffs this, I sometimes call it a hippie tent, but it's actually called the Peace Vigil, and it's usually in Lafayette Park across from the White House. Well, they're still staffing that, even though it's a little bit further away during the inauguration time. And somebody was given a couple of these hats, and not a whole lot of the people staffing that tent love Trump. Now, if you ever see me around there, obviously I do. And by the way, if you're ever in Washington, D.C. around this time of year, there is a slight chance I could be found at that hippie tent. But it's so cold, I'm telling you, the time I was spending a night there, oh, when it gets cold, it gets cold. But anyway, isn't this cool? And it's more of a more subtle hat, unless you realize what it refers to. Some people just see it all hunter's camouflage. All right, here's another shirt that I got. It's a takeoff on Jack Daniels, but I just think he is such a character. Love him or hate him, and if you're watching my channel, you probably don't hate the man. I think he's a character. And we've already had 4 years of him. He didn't do any damage. He's done only good things for the country. And some of the things that happened were obviously not his fault. Okay, here's another shirt that I got. Inauguration Day, Trump. 1/20/2025. You know what? When you're wearing your Trump gear, it's probably safer to not have things double-sided. Because if people are chasing after you and they don't like you don't want to have a target on your back. It's a shame to even be thinking like that, but you know. Now look at this shirt I got. You really want to have long sleeve layers. You want to keep warm when you're out camping out or whatever. And these are made roomy. Even the ones that say they're small, they're still pretty roomy. But this is the front, and this is a double-sided. The back shows this. This was a $20 shirt that I got for 10. All right. None of the shirts I got were any more than 10. One I got for 5. I was trying to get things that were as frugal as possible, as cheap as possible, because my finances are very limited. Now, there is something else that I got that was real groovy. I want to bring this to your attention, and this isn't something I paid for. The great people at the Daily Wire were giving these out. If any of you know who Matt Walsh is, he had a funny but very intelligent little uh, video comedy movie called What is a Woman? And another one, I think that's the name of it. And there's another one well, anyway, if you get a chance to see his media, he reminds me a lot of the late great Rush Limbaugh because he attract, attach, attacks subjects with humor and intelligence, and he is an entertainer as much as he is a political pundit and an analyst, and all the many hats that he probably wears. I respect him a lot, and he makes me giggle. He's a real funny guy, but he's a smart guy. Anyway, these are the goodies that I got so far in Washington, D.C. for the Trump inauguration. If I can think of anything else, uh, did I get anything else? No, but I might not stop there because I haven't left yet. Okay, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. another video from Washington, D.C. I love it here. If you ever haven't been here, you must check it out. So much to see and do in our nation's capital.